Hello, everyone, and welcome to my show that's hosted by Unique Voices in Films and the Path of Consciousness. Today, my special guest is Suzanne Edison. Hello, Suzanne.
Hi, Weem. How are you?
I'm good. Suzanne is a friend, a mentor, many special things, but today I'm going to introduce her as Reverend Suzanne Edison, a spiritual healer based in Delray Beach, Florida, and the author of Awakening Suzanne, Opening Gateways. Known for bringing joy, laughter, and empowerment to her work, she helps others access healing through unconditional love, oneness, and energetic connection. Suzanne is an ordained minister, a graduate of the Lynn Andrews Center for Sacred Arts and Training, and a Reiki Master in the Usui tradition. Her background includes studies in dance and communications at SUNY Purchase, advanced Merkaba techniques, and Peruvian traditional medicine. Through her sacred work, she guides others to open gateways of transformation and step into their own power. That sounds like you.
Thank you.
Well, I am so excited to have you here. I've been wanting to interview you for a while, but I did not realize until we met recently in Arizona that you published this beautiful book of poetry, which you read some of the poems when we were in person. This is really amazing, and I want to learn more about it. So let's just start with the book first, because that's what got us connected into this whole thing. And I just want to ask you, your book weaves together deep personal and spiritual experiences. What inspired you to write it, and what does awakening mean to you today?
Well, my work with the Lynn Andrews Mystery School opened my eyes to creativity. And awakening means being authentic to my true nature. That sums it up.
That's nice and quick and sweet. And actually, that's how the book reads. That's what I really love about it, is that it's a good read. Sometimes we complicate things, and you're totally not that type. So that's good. So I want to, I do, now that you mentioned Lynn V. Andrews, let me just ask you about that next, which is your time studying with Lynn has clearly shaped your path. How did working with Lynn influence your spiritual development and the teachings you now share?
Oh my God, so many ways, but I'll focus on one. So, Lynn taught me about using the wheel, seeing things from all directions and looking in the center at myself. I use the wheel in all my work in my community and the kindred spirits work. Um, she helped me to realize who I was. I'm a seer on the wheel. I sit in the northeast, which is the direction of seer and energy dancer. So that really helps me in my work. And also, sitting in the East helped me to laugh at the devil. Lynn used to tell us, laugh at the devil, and the Heyoka energy. So she's influenced me in so many ways. And I was so grateful. I used to get to talk to her almost every day because I was an assistant, to her work. And I'm just so grateful to her.
Yeah, and for people who are not aware, Lynn did pass away a few years ago, and the school has tried to continue the teachings, and you were helping in that whole process as well. I
Yeah.
want to mention something about the wheel. It's an incredible teaching, and I use it. I have a monthly writing ritual, which is actually tomorrow. It's from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. and where I oftentimes use the wheel because it helps, whether in your personal life, in your writing life, in your career. And right now, it was one of the first things that you brought up, and it was one of the first things that we learned about in the school. So why don't we have you read a couple of your poems?
Okay.
if you're ready. Okay.
Let me open my book so I can see. Okay, my first poem is called Juniper Smoke, and I wrote it in May of 2007. I could smell the Jupiter smoke in my silk scarf on the plain. I looked at the rose fire tattoo on my skin and silently smiled. So much love, so much acceptance, so much nurturing and growth. The wheels of addiction had a center of freedom. This is my core. I moved. I felt connected. Home, slowly unpacking and dancing with my mobile temple, putting each item away and remembering myself. Crystals back on the home altar, so happy to have danced at the feet of the ministers of grace. Then the world crashing in to test my center, to show how much the onion needs to be peeled. I go on another plane to be with family, and it is if I enter another universe. This time of need for mother is filled with her perception of pain, each family member full of mind chatter. I want to give them the sacred fires of Joshua Tree, show them the view of the world altar with so many adorned prayers. I want to share the wild wolves licking my face, but they cannot see me. They do not choose to hear me. They connect in fleeting stories of the past. I return to my home, the water holding me, loving me. So good to have space, time, and silence. I can still smell the Jupiter smoke in my silk scarf, and I remember.
Thank you for that. That is so beautiful. Did you want to continue?
It still moves me. And what happened was my mother was entering her last stages of life, and my whole family went there. And it was, I couldn't give them what I wanted. You know, they couldn't see. So it was a little hard, but it was great anyway. And
And
then,
how did it
go
help
ahead.
you writing about that? I'm curious. Like, was it therapeutic in any kind of way, or what did it feel like writing this poem?
Yes, it was very how do you say that?
Yeah,
Therapeutic.
therapeutic. Yep.
It helped me to release those feelings of regret. It helped me to move, and movement is so important in our work. So it got me through, even though it was tough.
Yeah. So please read the next poem.
Okay. The next poem is The Blue Lotus. And I love this poem because I wrote it in 2021. I was at my friend Mary Lamondo's house in Luxor, Egypt, on the West Bank. And we would sit in the morning and watch the Blue Lotus open. So this is an ode to the Blue Lotus. From the blessed navel of Lord Vishnu, the universe expands energy. All pervading wisdom connects. Our crown chakra opens. We are one. The lotus unfolds in the morning light. We drink of the nectar from his golden heart, transforming the mud of mind into petals of wisdom, love, and sacrifice. Ancient knowledge and power return as our adventure begins. A journey foretold, flowers in divine order. Unity, creativity, celebration, transformation, vision are the glyphs of our future. The precious lotus, our quest. And the blue lotus you see is on the cover of the book. And
It's a beautiful cover, by the way.
and that is a picture taken at Mary's house of the blue lotus that's in the pond
Oh,
where she
really?
has, yeah. where
I
she
did
has
not know
her.
if that was a picture that was like a designed. Oh, here, look how pretty that looks. This is a very beautiful cover. Well, tell us a little bit about that poem. What inspired you to write it?
Well, sitting with Mary,
The city.
we were sitting there at the pond and seeing the lotuses open. And we would actually, she had an eyedropper, and she would take from the center of the lotus, the yellow part, and we would drop it on our tongues. And it was like you went into a mystical trance. It was just amazing.
Wow.
And, I felt so grateful to be able to experience that. So the blue lotus is the highest energy on the planet. And it's really saving the world from all the chaos and destruction and craziness. So to have had time to sit with them, and I used to sing to them, I would sing chants and just be with them. I'm so grateful for that time. It was amazing.
Well, one thing we talked about quite a bit when we saw each other in Arizona is your trip to Egypt.
Yes.
And I did not pay as much attention to this as later when I was reading the book, but you have all the pictures in the back of your book are of you in Egypt, right?
Yes. I've
Okay.
been
And there,
there, I think, 12 times.
oh my goodness, I didn't know that. So, but it started all because Lynn was taking a trip there. Anyway, so this is going to be an amazing discussion. I'm so curious because when you were telling me about your trip to Egypt, I didn't know it was that many times, but obviously it left such an impact on you. You said this was like a gift for yourself after you graduated from the
Yes.
school. Okay, tell us everything, however you want to say it, what you saw, what touched you. I'm just gonna let you just run with this because when I was listening to you, I couldn't get enough of it.
There are so many things in Egypt. Every temple has the most beautiful energy. So you walk into a temple, Hathor's temple, and you can remember your past lives. It's like the energy from Egypt just transforms you and transports you into one of your lives. Um, I can remember being in Hathor's temple and dancing. Every place you go in Egypt, there's a place in Kanumbo where there's a well, and you can see the past and the present and the future in the well. Every step you take leads you more and more into discovering yourself. So it's hard to talk about it. People need to experience it. So I would encourage people to go to Egypt.
To visit Egypt.
It's a gateway that opens you up to so much love and light.
I
So
remember one time, actually a couple of times Lynn mentioned this where they, I don't know if during this trip you were with her, but I guess they went into this cave and it was so dark and they couldn't see. And I don't know if they were using flashes or something. And she asked the tour guide, how were people able to see back then? And he said he was explaining to her that they even used energy to be able to see. They didn't need the kind of they didn't have the kind of technology that we have today. They didn't have the lights, but yet they had their own way of seeing. I forgot how she described it, but I thought, oh my gosh, this is, they were so advanced basically from thousands of years ago.
I did not go on the trip with Lynn to Egypt, so I'm not aware of that.
Oh, you went on your own, and because
I
I
went with
heard
my
about.
friend. I went with my friend Mary Lamondo.
Oh, interesting. Because I
One
know
time I
she
went by
took.
myself, but she took people. But I did not go with her.
Interesting, because when I
Yeah.
was again in this trip, I heard of her daughter telling me about her trip to Egypt. So you guys were on separate trips, but
Yes.
her reaction also to Egypt was this wonderment of how they did things and how sophisticated the people were. given what they built, given how they used what they did. And some things really, like, as you mentioned, you can't even explain.
The pyramids were amazing. One of my favorite spots was the paws of the Sphinx. And one time we would get permissions from Zaki Hawass. He was the head of antiquities. So he got us permission to be in the between the paws of the Sphinx. And one of the ladies that was with us was playing a spiritual instrument. And we all sat there in wonder. It was so amazing. It was just a beautiful experience. And again, I'm so grateful for those opportunities. Amazing.
So I want to ask you, your healing work often centers on joy, connection, and opening gateways. How do these ideas show up in your poetry and personal experiences?
Well, laughter helps to open gateways. You know, not being so serious and uptight, and, you know, finding joy wherever you are. I love to dance. You know, dancing brings me so much joy. Um, it's just, it shows up these gateways by opening the parts of myself that need to be healed. So by finding joy, it heals. The laughter is the best medicine. It heals you. So I'm just so fortunate. And gratitude is the key. You know, it's an amazing stance to have, being grateful for everything that we're given. And I'm most grateful for having the opportunity of joining Lynn's school. I mean, that transformed my whole life. I went from being very wounded to being very healed. What an experience.
Yeah, that's how I felt as well. I mean, I think uh, when we were again in Arizona and we had the group of women sharing their stories, each
Oh,
one of them was in one place that she was no longer that same woman, given the transitions that she went through. And me too, I was so wounded and my life was upside down, and you're probably saw that side of me back then. Yeah, and we've all of us we've come full circle. I just want to mention something regarding laughter. I When I met Lynn in person, one thing I was surprised about was her humor. I was expecting this woman who had this strict teachings and, this old fashioned, and she was just cracking me up left and right. And she just was very, and it was through being just authentic and just being herself. And I saw that in person. I wouldn't have seen it, I think, anywhere else, because sometimes in our books, not everything comes out the way our personalities are. And laughter is, when you're saying this, I'm thinking this is so important today, where it seems so many people are taking things way too seriously. I think it doesn't help us try to heal and get beyond certain issues. I mean, it's good to confront things head on and be honest, but at the same time, it's also about like letting go and seeing the positive in it, and also taking things a little bit more lightly. The whole world needs more of that. So I'm glad that you bring it forward through your teachings, through your writing, through your healing practice. And by the way, Suzanne, I don't know if you're active with your healing work. How can people get in touch with you?
they can just email me. You can share my email address. Should
Okay,
I
I'll
give
share
it
your
now?
email.
Yeah,
I can put it in the page where I'm yeah, I can include your
right.
contact information. Okay, I can do that. So
Also,
you are
in
still, yes.
yes, in our Reiki circle in this community, because here in Delray Beach, we have a very strong spiritual community. So one of the activities we do is we go through a meditation, we walk through trees, we go to a pond, and at the end of the meditation, we come back to the 1,000-petaled lotus where the laughing Buddha is sitting, and we laugh with him. Everyone just lets loose and laughs, and it's one of their favorite things. They really get a lot out of just releasing all the tension and laughing together with other people. So laughter is amazing.
Well, if you were to pick one gateway you believe anyone can open up to today, and regardless of their beliefs or just something very simple that someone say today they're in whatever situation and wants to do that, what's one lesson or one practice or something that you can say to them?
I think believing in miracles. So I see that miracles happen when the kindred spirits in Lynn's school send prayers. And I see and feel the magic of Reiki in my community. I know that in Hathor's domain, the goddess Hathor, the door to the splendor within our souls is always open. So people can be blessed, believe in miracles, believe that magic happens. Because what you imagine, Lynn used to tell us this, what you imagine can be real. So I think that helps.
Yeah, she helped people, especially women. I mean, most of the people I know during my days and graduation and stuff were women, but she helped them believe in themselves.
Yeah, believe in miracles and believe in yourself, because we are miracles, aren't we?
Yes, and we, what I loved as well is that we were all from different backgrounds. So during my graduation, I remember I saw a woman from China, from Argentina, from Spain, from Germany, and different parts of the US, obviously, but there was women from all different, from all parts of the world who connected to these teachings. And you didn't have to change who you are. You didn't have to change your religion. It wasn't about that. It was about really believing in yourself and connecting to your roots, which actually empower us more than we think. So I loved everything. And I think a lot of that spirituality comes out in your poetry. Which poem do you think the most describes you, Suzanne, in this book?
Oh, that's an interesting one. Let me take a look quickly.
Okay, take your time.
Describes me. Let's see. Maybe this one. I'll read it. It's a poem called New Vistas. Okay. New vistas approach as the sun lights the way for the wind to open my mind. Let fly the eagles that have been circling my soul's purpose. I am sailing to Kanambo, place of darkness and light. I am balanced in the landscape, entrenched in the well where I have lifted my secret yearnings to the illuminations of Nepsis, sweet sister of the undercurrent. I begin to believe that if we did nothing but arrive, Mother Egypt would do the work to transform our distant dreams along her highway of manifestation. So that's what she did to me.
That's beautiful. So, again, my writing ritual is tomorrow. It's the second Wednesday of every month. And there's writers, there's different level writers that show up with different goals. What would you give advice for somebody that wants to write? And a lot of the writers I connect with, Suzanne, I don't know if you were ever involved in Lynn's writing school.
Writer circle? No.
Yeah.
But I would listen,
You would listen in.
Yeah,
and I found a lot of people, including I had that issue when I first contacted Lynn. They are afraid of the book that they're writing, or they have insecurities or doubts. They're afraid of revealing who they are
Yes.
through their writing. What advice would you give them? And did you experience that, by the way? If you could just share a little bit about your writing process. What, did it flow, or how did you, or was it a moment that you felt just suddenly inspired? Was there something that was holding you back? If you can share a little bit about the process, and how can somebody maybe, not be afraid of revealing themselves through their writing?
Well, being vulnerable, as Lynn taught us, is our greatest strength. So when I started writing, the first poems I wrote were in the school, and just creativity was sparked. But then when I went to Egypt, I was looking out a window across from the pyramid, and this energy from the pyramid struck me. It hit me and ignited my writing. It was amazing. It was Shakti, it opened me up to be able to write these poems and feel and reveal and not be afraid of who I was. So your vulnerability is your greatest strength, as Lynn taught us. So I would just say, open up and be vulnerable and let it flow, allow the energy to flow through you. You don't have to force it or try to write. The energy, you ask and it's given, seek and you shall find.
I think the last thing that you want to try to do as a writer is try to be perfect, because that's never you're going to have people that are going to criticize and say things, and you're going to always feel afterwards that you could improve on something. It never ends, but it's just when you get to that point where you put your spirit into it and then you let it go, and it's in God's grace. Then at that point, we have only a couple of minutes left, and there is somebody asking a question, but I would suggest it's more like that people, I'm going to include Suzanne's information for people who want to contact you directly. It was something like, I want to manifest like Shimi, and I honestly don't really know the type of teachings that they want to attain, but I will provide your email for people that can contact you directly. And Suzanne is incredible.
I have one more poem.
Yeah.
It's
Go ahead,
Mangoes.
please. Go ahead.
I have called the whale to my ocean in the west. I have seen the sacred fires of Joshua Tree. I am a keeper of the ashes, gifted with the vision of 10 hawks circling, blessed with a feather from the wing of Horus. I hear the chimes of the angels and the vibrations of celestial sky. Why then do I smell the rotting mangoes and cling to that which does not serve me? I am divine. I am human. I am. I love that
Suzanne,
one.
for doing that. Thank you. And yeah, like if anybody who wants to work with Suzanne, I will provide the information in the YouTube box. And other than that, do you have anything left? We have exactly like 1 minute. Do you have anything else lastly to share with our audience?
Just go to Egypt. And it's an amazing place. The best person to go with is Mary Lamando, because it's a metaphysical trip. It's not like history. It has history, but you get the real metaphysical part of Egypt that's so important.
Well, maybe I'll have Mary one of these days so that she can share a little bit more for our audience. We could do that. I'd love, the way you're talking about this, I want to meet her now and go to Egypt.
And she's a great astrologer too.
Oh, okay, wonderful. Well, thank you, Suzanne, so much for joining us and sharing your wonderful writing. Is this available on Amazon? Can people purchase it?
Yes, it's on Kindle, Amazon. You can get a hard copy, or you can get the whatever it is, where you just.
It's a beautiful
digital
book. It's a beautiful book, beautiful poetry, as you guys just listened to right now. And if you want to contact Suzanne, again, I will leave her information. Thank you very much, and
Oh,
I hope
thank
you have
you,
a
Queen.
very blessed week. Thank you,
Your
everyone, for
questions
watching.
are insightful. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, this person is asking more questions. I'll provide Suzanne's information. Have a wonderful day. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye now.